Hello guys, when meditating and going out for a walk, Spirit asked me to talk about these two things. So when I went for a walk with my dogs today, they all love to just jump in the same pram. And when they were little, I could put them all in the same pram. Whereas now, they're getting longer, so they don't fit in there. So today, I was saying I can only take two at a time. And they all four wanted to come. And the pram is got like a twist where it folds down. So because there were so many, it folded and I had to pull it up, but I hurt the bottom of my the front of my calf. I hurt it because I was trying to hold it back just so it wouldn't close, and it didn't close because I wouldn't hurt animals. But I managed to just open it up, and I just said, no, we're not doing this. We're not. I'm getting a bigger one. So I've just had to go and buy a double pram, which is really annoying because I'm trying to save for something else that someone else has asked me for. So it's one of those times when you think, I'm saving, I'm going without stuff for myself so I can save for this. And now another cost has come up. But this is with animals. I have to put the animals first. So I've had to get the pram. So now what I'm saving for, I'm a little bit down, and now I've got to keep saving. So I've got to think about what can I take out of my own life to try and put that back into the savings to save for what the person who asked me for this wants. And I'm constantly doing this in my life, guys, but it's okay. We just wing it. This is what single parents do. This is what single people do. You just wing it and you just keep going. You never stop. Now, Spirit asked me to tell you about that when I was meditating. But also what's very strange is one of my ex-partners came into the reading and in my meditation, and I thought, well, I don't want to talk about my ex like that, but then it goes with the reading. Okay, so I used to go out with a famous rugby player, okay, and I won't tell you his name, but this was after my daughter's dad cheated on me, and I found hundreds of knickers and all these women and people from, well, just people in his school that he was sleeping with. So I met this person when I was dancing, and I didn't even know he was famous, and I just spoke to him on like a level, like a normal person, and he really liked the fact that I was like refreshing and honest and like excited about everything. And he said I was always happy. This is when I was younger, before the gang stalking. I was always happy. And anyway, this is why Spirit wants me to tell you about this. So when I went into his house, he was the most nicest man ever. He lived in a different country, and he used to get like bouquets of like 50 red roses sent to my house. And that's actually why I started to date him, because I really like men who put the effort in, who show you, not just say, if you go on a date with me, then I will give you things. No, you're supposed to show a woman before you date them, because then they're going to know what it's like dating them. But if you're showing a woman nothing, then why would that woman want to date you? Okay? And this man was so lovely. Like, I was quite common compared to him because he was like celebrity. And I remember, like, on our first date, he got Dom Perrier champagne. And I asked him, can you just get some Prosecco? I'm not really used to this. And his face dropped. He was like, what is this woman? And then I drank, obviously, the champagne. I was like, oh, this is so much nicer. And it's very happy, bubbly. It's lovely champagne to drink. And then he would drink Grey Goose instead of Smirnoff vodka. So there were some things that I saw, like, just on the tax bracket, shall we say. We were miles away from each other. I was down here and he was up here. But he was so lovely and I was so lovely. And it wasn't about money. It was actually just about spending time with each other. And he had this amazing house. So if you've ever watched the Sound of Music, and they have the staircase that goes up and it goes like this and you can go round. And when I was younger, I just remember, I just loved it. He was like amused by, wow, this girl is just fascinated by my staircase. This is just extraordinary. And I was running up and down the stairs thinking, this is great. I've always wanted to do this. And I was, acting, doing my songs, doing my plays. And he was watching me and he found it amusing. Now, the whole story of this long story, guys, that person I broke up with because I felt like I wasn't good enough for that person, okay? And I also felt that I had so much responsibilities on my own at home. I didn't have enough time to date. I didn't have enough time to give this person what they wanted. And when I did have time, I had to go to work. So I didn't have dating time. It was just be a mum and go to work. Be a mum, go to work. Be a mum, go to work. I don't know if any of you understand that as a single parent. When your partner leaves, you're providing for them, but then after you have to provide, obviously, again for yourself. So I've never had anyone live with me and provide for me. I've always had to pay for the food, the electric, the gas, everything myself. And even when I was left in like £5,000 rent arrears, and they were supposed to be paying the rent and I was paying for the food and the gas and the electric. And then when they left, the housing phoned and said, oh, you're £5,000 in debt in rent arrears, you'll be evicted if you don't pay it. And it's so weird because if I wouldn't have been in rent arrears with that £5,000, I never would have been a dancer. I never would have gone into dancing to try and pay back the money that my ex didn't pay when he was working. He was just doing drugs, okay? But because of my lifestyle being down here, just knowing how traumatizing and how it was crazy, okay? And I was kind of actually up here when I was born. I was here. So I didn't need to come down. But because I loved somebody, I would decided, well, I love this person, I'll go down with them because I just want to be with this person. I want to spend time with them. Instead of making this person rise to me, I was like willing to go down with him. But then he left me and was up here. But then God was giving me the opportunities, all these great, amazing men, people that I could date, people I could be with, and people that weren't just down here, people that were up here. But the problem was, I was always, I never had any time, not to myself. And that's why this reading is very important to you, whoever is watching this, is sometimes it's like right guy, wrong time. And sometimes it's like right guy, wrong guy, right time. And you might give all your love to somebody, and you might give all your affection, your time, your money, your energy, everything. And that person could be so shitty and nothing, like provide nothing for you. And because you've given all your energy to this low vibrational person, when someone with high vibration comes to you, you might feel you're not good enough. And that is something that you have to work on within yourself. So like with me now, I know I am good enough for people, and I know I have the choice. And I took my power back, but it took for me to be in such a low vibrational relationship to see high vibrational men, to understand you can have more, but you have to also love yourself more. And I'm not somebody who just goes in a relationship and traumatizes the other person because of what I'm going through. So if I can't match their vibration, then I wouldn't be with them. So that's another thing you have to see, like within yourself. It doesn't matter if you're at the top or the bottom, because when I was with people at the top and the bottom, my love language was time. So it didn't really matter if someone had loads of money or they didn't have any money, or it's just how are you spending your time with somebody. But the whole point, what I'm trying to say is, you have to love yourself for somebody else to truly love you. And sometimes, like with my first partner, when I met him, my mum and dad broke up, so I was going through a lot of father wounds. And when that first relationship, the clinginess, it was because I lost my dad. Really, that's the truth. And it lasted a long time, and I didn't realize that was trauma bonding until when I took my power back and I was like single. I realized, oh, that was a trauma bond. Okay, and that was a self insecurity wound. And then you go through these relationships, instead of thinking, oh, I'm not meeting anyone, I'm not married, or I'm not like in a long-term relationship. It's more about you're finding who you are again, and you're finding out through other people that you are desirable and you are wanted, and it's for something that you have to feel inside. Okay, love isn't something that someone can give you. Love, yes, someone loves you, but that's because they love you. That's a feeling they have. So you have to also have that feeling for yourself, that you love yourself. You know, it's a feeling you have inside. Okay, and I'm working on my heart chakra, guys, so I'm probably not one to talk about the heart right now because my heart chakra is very, very broken, and I'm working on my chakras every day. But it's something that when you are brokenhearted, and it can come from anything, guys, it doesn't have to be relationships. I can say it can come from your mum and dad, it can come from your siblings, it can come from your friends, it can come from your work colleagues, it can come from your children, it can come from your grandma and your granddad. You know, like, trauma can come from anything, so no one's trauma is the same, okay? But this person has to learn something about, like, just like you're amazing person and anyone would be lucky to have you. I really feel like this, because that meditation reading, when I was doing it, that was in such a pure that I was so pure, I was so energetic and happy and open to the whole world that time of my life. So whoever I'm reading for, this is what you are. You're open to life, you see everything so positive. And that is a gift in itself, isn't it, really, seeing the positive? But also it's a gift to be positive to yourself. It's not just about seeing positive in other people. What about yourself? If you see it so much outside, don't you think you're positive too? Don't you think you deserve that love too? You know? And maybe you might get 50 red roses or something, because that's what my ex used to send me. Oh, you might even get a card with your picture on it. Yeah, you might get a card with your picture on it. You don't know. That was nice. Right. So we're going to go into the box, guys. I'm going to just see if we can get anything for this person. You're a sensitive soul. Oh, I tell people you're emotionally unstable. And said things didn't mean. You did, didn't you? That's okay. That's okay. Do you know, when people say things like people are emotionally unstable, and when you say things you didn't mean, that's okay, okay? Do you know how many tarot readers I listened to for the last 7-8 years that read the card emotionally unstable completely wrong? So if a teacher can actually get that wrong, so can you. Okay, don't think it's anything bad. You kind of have to live with an emotionally unstable personality disorder, or you have to physically know somebody who lives in the house with them to understand it. So it's the unknown. Okay, if you have said that about somebody, I suggest you go and say sorry to them in person. And I also think you should go and correct your lies. So every single person you said that this person was emotionally unstable, I think you need to go and tell them personally, you didn't mean to say that, you were lying. And this person is a sensitive soul. So it will have a lot of healing if you go and say sorry. If you actually just, the words out of your mouth. I'm sorry, I did something wrong. I called you bad names and you're not emotionally unstable. You may have been emotionally unstable through abuse and trauma at the bottom. But actually now I see you've actually been here at the start of your life, and actually you had the chance to be here. You only were here because you loved somebody and they brought you down. I understand this completely. And they took, yeah, someone is ignoring you. I know I hurt you. We are all healing. I don't know why I hurt you. Do you know what I mean? Gosh. Yeah. And you know, when people ignore people, they ignore when you're sensitive because they know that they've done something wrong. Like, if you go around saying about a horrible, nasty person who's doing horrible things to people, right? If you say that person's emotionally unstable, then it seems like okay to say. It feels okay, doesn't it? But when you find out someone's like a sensitive soul, you kind of, that's why you're ignoring them. You're ashamed, aren't you? You're ashamed of what you said.